activities and call 911 for immediate response. Report these individuals immediately to law enforcement.
I've always had a passion for art, like my entire life. I've been passionate about art, loved drawing, loved doing anything creative, anything artistic. That's just been like a pull factor for me. At school, I actually had an art teacher who didn't like my art because I think she was a little bit jealous. And she had an art exhibition at the school, and she had also had like the pupils' works up on the wall, and she was supposed to sell like a whole lot of paintings in her exhibition, and I think she might have sold one or maybe nothing. I'm not too sure, but she didn't sell a lot, and a lot of people were asking if they could buy my sketch. I'd done this sketch of this bushman going through the reeds, this like charcoal and pencil sketch, and he had this snake over his shoulder, and it was a really big sketch. Anyway, so after that, she just really took a dislike to me, and my parents actually had to move me out of the school I was at to a different school because she was essentially failing me as an artist. But in some way, I think that actually spurred me on, because having somebody who's kind of putting up that barrier in front of you, telling you that you aren't any good and you can't do it, I think that had a reverse psychology on me, and it just made me want to prove it all the more that this was my thing and I am going to be good at it. When I start smelling the smell of gold. I was actually approached by Matt Biggs of the Saint Albans Film Festival, and he had this idea for me to paint a massive mural outside the cathedral, which I did. And I did a big painting of one of the peregrine falcons. And it was kind of like, I guess it was like this massive advert for like, hey, here I am outside the cathedral. And one of the people from the cathedral actually came out and approached me to be the resident artist. And I obviously thought this was amazing, jumped at the opportunity. And together we've done like a whole lot of workshops working with them. They go out to schools and they tell schools about what it is that I'm doing, and the schools get on board and bring some kids through. And there's kind of two sorts of workshops that we did. One was like just a drop-in for the general public. Another one was, like I've said, the one with the schools. And all of those workshops have just been really, really exciting for myself to do. They've also been a big eye-opener for me. Just seeing how kids take to the medium of spray painting and doing markers and doing tags. One of the workshops we had Mickey Mouse, and all the kids came and they designed their tags, and I helped them design their tags. And another one had a cherub, and they did little drawings all around it. And I think there was over 100 children at one of the workshops. So it was really, really fun. It was lovely to see kids just getting involved, having fun, doing some street painting. Sovereign Way was such a cool project. It did rain practically the whole time we were painting it, but it was still a very cool project. And I was first approached by Tim Botswain, and he had this idea of doing something with the alleyway. At that point, we weren't too sure what we wanted to do, but we knew we wanted to brighten up the alleyway, make it look more pleasant. It had been tagged with some bit of graffiti in the past, and people had complained about that. So we thought, okay, let's do like a really cool mural. And the name, Sovereign Way, is named Sovereign Way because there was a political scandal. Back in 1851, a gentleman by the name of Jacob Bell lived on Sovereign Way, and he was running as a politician. And he did a bit of a naughty scandal where he was given a sovereign coin to anybody who would vote for him. Bit of a long story, but essentially St Albans didn't have an MP for, I think it was 30 years because of it. And there was a whole court case and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so the process of actually coming up with that drawing or that design, it started off in a coffee shop, where it always does. I always go to a coffee shop to like do my drawing. I draw digitally on an iPad. My favorite coffee shop to draw at is Gale's. For some reason I always get inspiration when I'm there, which is thank you to them. I did this drawing. I thought I had it all planned out, and then when we got to the wall and we started mapping it out, I suddenly realized this isn't really going to work as I thought it would. It's just the narrowness of the passageway and the largeness of that big wall meant that you can never really look at one part of it, or rather the whole part of it altogether. You can only see sections. So in a way that was cool, because it meant that then the design could almost be more like telling a story as you walk down the passageway. So I have, at the one end I have Jacob Dell and his shady characters cohorting, and then up the other end I've got a nice looking lady of the time, and the now museum that was the courthouse back in those days. And why is there a lady? Everybody says, why is there a lady in the mural? Well, there's a lady in the mural because there were 5 witnesses to the whole scandal, and they were all ladies.
So I'm really happy that Ant managed to get the permission for his artwork to be granted down Sovereign Way. It's rich in history, and the art piece that goes alongside it tells the story really well. It'll be a great spot for people to visit, and on the tour guide trips it'll be something for people to discover and talk about. It actually reminds me a lot of a village which I visited in Italy, where they had hand painted all of the fairy tales and stories on the side of the buildings, and as you walk up the street it told the story in chronological detail what went on. And I think as well, in a post-COVID world with a lot of shops and retail moving online, it brings people back into the city centre and to also discover the artwork which Ant is creating in the town, as well as also deter people from graffitiing on the wall. It would give other artists the inspiration to go out and do something similar.
Good morning. My name is Anthony Rowlands. I'm the Mayor of the City and District of St Albans, and I'm delighted to be here in Sovereign Way on a rather wet August morning. The alleyways in the centre of St Albans are part of our heritage, and over many years they've been rather neglected. People have walked, we've all walked through them and cut through to other places without appreciating how important a part of the heritage they are. And I'd like to pay tribute to everybody, to Tim Boson, to the Civic Society, Conservation 50, to Sahars, and to the BID, who have come together over the last 2 or 3 years to try and bring life into these alleys, to make them much more presentable and cleaner and tidier, and a much more important part of what people see when they visit the city and district and come to the city centre.
What's Ellie doing? What's Ellie busy with? Doing this for the Pioneer Skate Park, Skate Club, Pioneer Club, scratch all that, forget that. We're doing this for the Pioneer Club, which been in St Albans for many, many years. I don't know how many, but like as long as I've been here, and probably like 20, 30 years before. Going through a little bit of a rejuvenation, I guess, is the right way to put it. Lots of history, lots of memories, lots of good times, and time for some more good times and more good memories. So yeah, so painting a new look, giving it a fresh coat of paint. Now very much a music venue as well as a skate park. So we've still got the skate, but we've got a lot of music. I think they've even got a recording studio that's going in. Just a great venue. It's massive inside and it looks fantastic. So I've got some other artists joining me on this project, which is great. and they're doing some pieces inside. It's just, we wanted it to be a, you know, collaboration. We wanted to have like more than one artist painting. We wanted to have a few different styles. I've got 2 really talented female spray paint artists, which is fantastic, because as you know, street artists, we're always trying to push that and promote, you know, new young people to come into the game, especially females, because there's so many few female painters as it is. So it's great to have 2 girls come and join us on this.
I think it's just important to have art in public spaces, especially if it's got some kind of meaning to it, you know, because in that way you're kind of contributing something to society. It's a bit like giving some charity, you know, in a way. But also it's like very satisfying for myself as well. It's something that I enjoy. So obviously I want a little bit of both.
Okay, I'm rolling in your own time.
Hey, so today I had a great day painting with Son. We did this piece together as a wild style and street art. So Son came and did this amazing 3D lettering, wild style graffiti piece. Not saying that I personally do, but we just had real fun together, just having a great time and just collaborating, putting my piece together with his piece. And I really think it came out very, very, very nicely. We're very happy with how it came out. We're definitely going to do more collabs. It's what this game is all about, just having fun, painting, being loose, experimenting, no egos, just getting together, having a great time, and creating art. That's what we love to do.
Part of being the resident artist at the cathedral meant that I got a exhibition at the end of the year, which was like really cool. So there was like all these workshops that we'd done and, you know, community involvement, working with different groups. But then at the end of the year, I was given the opportunity to have my own exhibition inside the north transept of the cathedral, which I just think is an amazing honor, to be honest. And yeah, it was really quite close planning. I wasn't sure how to display the paintings either. Then a good friend of mine, Tom, he had this plan of how we could like prop the boards up. And so it was all kind of like all hands on deck, really. But on the day we pulled it together, and I think we had a really nice launch for the exhibition. And I had really good reports and a lot of people telling me that they thought it was great. So I'm just really grateful to be there. Because I told Maria that a giraffe is my spirit animal. Take this one off, baby.
Oh. Oh, wow.
But Maria is my real spirit and my grace. I really would not be anywhere where I am today if it wasn't for my family and my friends supporting me and just encouraging me. I'm very, very fortunate to have such a great group of friends. So thank you guys.
You're welcome, mate. Feel that.
Thank you, Red. Good to see you, buddy.
It's just fabulous, darling.
Yeah, Maria didn't. Maria had no idea about that one.
Darling, she had.
She didn't know at all.
Brought tears to her.
Yeah. After I'd had the exhibition opening and we'd done the private view, yeah, it was a great sense of, I guess, I felt relief that I'd been able to do what I wanted to do, because in my head I knew what I wanted to create and how I the vision of it. And I really think that through the help of my friends, through Tom, Darren, my son Dylan, Ali, good friend of mine, who's actually creating this amazing documentary. Everybody came and helped. Phil, who's a fantastic photographer, came down to the open view and took some amazing pictures. It was just, yeah, I absolutely love what I do. I love working with, the schools, the workshops. I love being a resident artist and, just creating artwork for the community is just, it's really, really rewarding. This is a message. When I go out and paint something, it really is a message. And it can be a message of hope, it can be a message of love, it can be a message of unity. And that's why I like to think about projects that can be positive and bring about a positive change. And even though it's just a bit of paint and it comes out of a can, it can really make a massive difference. So that is how I want to, keep on driving the dream forward and see what bigger things I can do to uplift, brighten, and just make the world a happier, more fun place to be in.